it's Kim here at Good Vibe Astrology, and today I want to talk to you about the upcoming June 22nd midwinter solstice in the southern hemisphere. If you're in the northern hemisphere, you're going to be celebrating on the 21st, the midsummer solstice. And even though people of our past, since Neolithic times, have been celebrating this day, we have become disconnected from this natural cycle of renewal. And I thought it would be really interesting to look at your astrology chart and think about what you might celebrate within to boost your desires and create your own inner renewal that has significance to you. You want to make this whole time around the solstice an inner and outer celebration, looking at what you appreciate, how far you've come, being very self-supportive, augmenting your self-love and feelings of respect for you and those around you. And it's easy to do this. It's easy to use your chart to amp up these solstice intentions. Number one, you've got to spot where that 0 degrees of Cancer is in your chart. If you aren't sure how to find where 0 degrees of Cancer falls in your natal chart, maybe you haven't created your chart online yet, or you don't know how to read the houses yet, that's fine. You can jump on the forum and we'll give you a hand, or if you want, you can just listen to the solar houses. That means all you need to know is your sun sign. I'll be saying the sun sign as well as the house placements. So you can go to one or both of those areas to get a better picture of what's going on. Let's start with 0 degrees of Cancer in the first house, or if you have the sun sign Cancer. You're going to do something special for you, the way you look, the way you step out into the world, something about your wardrobe, or maybe how you adorn yourself. Some of you might get a new tattoo or a new piercing, or it might be a new outfit, a new way of being. Your style amps up and you present yourself to the world in a new way. In the second house, or if you were born in the sign of Gemini, there might be a talent or a resource that you have that you've been wanting to develop. Oh, I've always wanted to play guitar, or if only I could do pottery, or why don't I take the life drawing class? Or maybe something very practical, like when am I ever going to learn how to make a flan? There's something, an inner talent that wants to be nurtured when we have the solstice point in the second house, and if you go in there and fuel it, things start to change. If you have 0 degrees Cancer in the third house, or are a Taurus sun sign, you might find yourself taking a new course of study. There might be something you want to learn, or there could be more communication, writing, teaching, talking, maybe a connection with your siblings or cousins, someone partway related. Something about the old neighborhood might come to play. And this becomes the environment that you engage in and where you can put extra emphasis, extra nurturing for the greatest creative results. If you find 0 degrees of Cancer in the fourth house, or are an Aries sun, the focus is going to be on the home. And that is everything that surrounds and protects, whether it's your home, your family, your psychological inheritance, everything that gives you a sense of emotional stability and strength, the roots of your being. So it's not just the house that you live in, but what peoples your life, what comforts your life and allows you to move out into the world. This is where the focus is, and it can be very practical. You can be repairing, washing windows, painting, redecorating, rearranging furniture. People could be moving in or out, or it might be more of a psychological level where you learn something new about yourself that gives you an inner peace or an inner strength. That's one thing to be open to. And just engaging in that way can bring a powerful shift in your day-to-day life. If you have 0 degrees Cancer in the fifth house, or you're a Pisces sun, what opens up and where you can really reach out to is your creative imagination. What is it that you do to express this side of yourself? It might be a part of your profession as a dancer, a musician, a performing artist, a visual artist, a filmmaker, a writer. It could be woven into what you do out in the world, regardless of the career, mission, or profession, but the creativity that you bring it. It may also be a hobby, something that you do for the love of it. And by engaging in that way, you'll find that life turns around in new directions that really surprise you in a good way. If you have 0 degrees Cancer on the 6th house, or you are Aquarius rising, this is going to be your area of health and well-being, the connection between the mind, body, and spirit. So you might find yourself working on a new fitness routine, a new nutritional approach to your well-being. It might be a time where you check up on certain health issues that you want to make a priority to bring yourself into greater strength and greater well-being. You might also find you're doing this with your pets or in association with work, those you work for or those who work for you. It can be a new day job or exploring the routine that you have. Maybe it needs amping up, maybe it needs dialing back, but you're going to find a creative balance for it at this time if you put your awareness there. If you have 0 degrees Cancer in the 7th house cusp or your Capricorn sun, the focus is on those personal, one-to-one, socially significant, committed relationships. So this isn't a flirt or an affair or an imagined connection. This is a powerful union that co-creates your life. So it can be an artistic collaboration, it can be a business partnership, or it might be an intimate relationship. Engaging in that area of life and really looking at your core values and checking in if you are living your relationship life the way you want to will make a big difference at this time. You can make headway with relationships that have been a little difficult, a little challenging, in ways you may not have been able to do previously. So you want to take this advantage. If you have 0 degrees Cancer in the 8th house or you're a Sagittarius sun, you're going to be looking at the deep connections that have a powerful transforming result, whether it's your intimacy, your sexuality, your shared resources. This is the kind of intensity that happens when a lump sum of money comes into play and it's shared between perhaps family members, or maybe it's a joint loan account for a business endeavor. It could be funding for an artistic project. When you share it with others, it's going to bring up any issues you have around sharing and the significance of what it means. So putting energy there, getting clear on your values, getting very clear on your ability to communicate what it is you're feeling, what it is you want, is going to make this go very smoothly and successfully. If you have 0 degrees of Cancer in the 9th house of your natal chart, or if you're a Scorpio sun, you're looking at new horizons. You want to shake things up by imagining what would it be like if you moved to a different country, or at least went on a holiday somewhere you've never been before, experimented with things that you have in the past thought were out of your reach or you just didn't have time for. There is a combination feeling of exploration into the unknown, as well as a carefree attitude of excitement. And if you can get yourself in that vibe, you're going to find some amazing surprises around the corner. If you have 0 degrees of Cancer in the 10th house, or if you're a Libra sun, it's career, mission, profession that's going to come into the spotlight. This is the area of life where you relate to the public in a professional way. It's your public image. It has to do with your goals and aspirations for external projects, the tangible results of what you're doing out there in the world. That's where you want to roll up your sleeves and give it some love and nurturing. If you have 0 degrees Cancer in the 11th house, or are a Virgo sun, it's going to be a time of connecting with others in a group sense. You want like-minded people. You want to be with those birds of a feather, those people that you consider your tribe, the people that give your life goals meaning because they're on the same page. They have the same direction in mind. And it's what you do as a group that will have the most powerful effect. So whether you're playing in a band or leading a group energy or talk, whether you're teaching or a student, or it's a group of friends about to take off on a new venture, the idea is that you connect to that experience of the one to many, and that's where you're going to discover new goals and new ideas and more aspects of yourself that you hadn't known about before. Finally, if you have 0 degrees of Cancer in the 12th house, or you are a Leo sun sign, this is the dream time. This is where you go into your inner world and you fuel your muse. It's all about giving and receiving to yourself, going into meditative states, taking yourself out of the rat race so that you can allow for your own creativity to generate. So see it as a rest time. Treat it as if it's a dark moon where you would be more generous with yourself, more peaceful about yourself, taking care that you have enough rest and enough time on your own to explore and discover inner worlds that you will later bring out through your creativity, through your career, through your goals and drives, through your relationships. All right, I hope that gives you an idea of how to utilize this solstice energy in your chart. If you want to talk about it more, the Good Vibe Forum has a thread where we can all gather and look at each other's charts and discuss it. Or if you want to make a comment, I'll drop in there and check it out for you. All right, happy solstice, everyone.